to counter at work. What's the issue with that in the current world, current days? It's our systems are ponderous and slow. For a unit, let's say the bottom right, left is a small unit. For a unit to operate, it will need to go to the boss, the boss's boss, the boss's boss's boss to get something done, and then at the top there will be a discussion, and then they come back down to subordinate, subordinate, subordinate to get things done. Let me give you an example, and we were faced with this on a daily basis. If there's a truck bomb in Wardak province, and it's planning to come and attack AUAF, it will take about a week for us to respond. It would in the past, about a year ago. Here's how. We get the information that there's a truck bomb in so-and-so location, it's planning to attack AUAF. We take that information and we put it into a Pishnahad. It will go to Staramahkama, Supreme Court, to the Chief Justice to sign it that we should be able to go operate. If it's Thursday, then good luck, you come back on Saturday. On Saturday, the Chief Justice is available. He writes, proceed in accordance to law, as if we don't. Okay, you get that. Then you prepare what we call a CONOPS, a concept of operation. It's a 3-4 page plan that how you're going to do this operation, with how many troops involved, and so on and so forth, by air or by ground or so on. Then that needs a deputy minister's signature, deputy minister security. So if you're lucky to catch him, it takes 2-3 days to go behind, as if Qara Shakhsid Basha, right? It's like your own personal thing. You go behind the door and say, okay, I'm trying to stop this truck bomb. Can you sign this operation? Then he signs it for you. So that's 4 more days. By the way, the truck bomb is waiting for you, okay? It's in there. Then you come back, and then you prepare your tactical plan. That's when you make your orders to explain it to your guys, how we're going to do this. And you know the terrain and geography of Afghanistan. In order for us to have the element of surprise, we need helicopters. We need to get there fast and in and out. Guess what? The weather is bad. You have to wait. There's technical issues. You have to wait. Or you're not a priority. Somebody else is the priority. Or so-and-so is flying his couches and sofas to Badakhshan in a helicopter instead of stopping a truck bomb. I mean, this is what the reality was. So if you're lucky, it will take you about a week to respond to that truck bomb, if still there. That's who we were. A very slow, the best equipped, well-trained, great ideology, good mentality. You know, we want to do the right thing. The system is ponderous. It's not we were not able to respond to the attacks that were happening. We're divided by our own silos. Ministry of Interior relies on the intelligence agency to provide us intelligence, and we rely on Ministry of Defense to give us helicopters or some other support. So we're interdependent on each other. But because there are silos, you have to go all the way up to the chain, to the top, and from my level to go to my peer in Ministry of Defense or intelligence, then you go back down. It will take days, while the enemy's attacking us every day. And lastly, we're divided by our own. We all want to take credit for successful operation. And if things go wrong, it wasn't me. If things are good, obviously it was me. Anyway, I'll try to explain this graph. Every brief presentation has to have a graph. If the y-axis shows the rate of change in the external environment, and the x-axis shows how often you align your organization, which means how often do you get everybody together and put them on the same page. It makes sense that there's a direct relationship between how fast things are changing, how often do you need to align your organization. So what does this mean? In the Kennefen model, or the framework, there are 4 states. The first one is simple. This is before our great-grandparents, when things were very simple. The relationship between cause and effect were obvious. You could see it, you could throw the ball, you know where it's going to end. Pretty straightforward. Then we hit the Industrial Revolution. It became complicated. Engines came to play. If you needed to fix things, you needed an expert to come and fix it. If I hit the switch and if this light doesn't come on, you need somebody to come and open it up and fix it for you. Then we entered the complex world. That's the time when the relationship between cause and effect required a system. Financial crisis, hurricanes, and so on and so forth. Currently, we're living in the chaotic world, that the relationship between cause and effect could only be perceived in retrospect. An individual in Tunisia burns himself, Arab Spring happens. Hosni Mubarak gets, you remember the Tahrir Square? So You cannot predict what will happen based on the actions you take. It was a Friday 3 to 4 weeks ago. I was at home. It was one of the days that I had 10 hours of sleep. And it was 6 p.m. I get a call that one of our police officers had stopped a car that belonged to a parliament member, and he had blacked out windows and he had weapons. And when the police officer stopped him, he jumped out and he wanted to shoot the police officer. And the police did his job. But later there was this, as you probably are tracking, there was a lot of issues. I didn't do anything. I had literally had no idea this happened, and I had no idea what went on. But it became such a big news that there were a group of Afghans in the social media attacking the parliament. Somehow they made me the Kim Jong-un, being the, and I was like, I have no idea. This is the world we're living in, that you cannot anticipate what will happen. This is the line that you're living in. There's unpredictable and it's predictable. We're living in the predictable because we want to be in the predictable. AUAF is a predictable organization. It's a complicated. You're comfortable. You know what it is. You know the rules. And that's where you live. But the world outside us, the enemies that we're dealing with are complex.